Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Puro Pinche Sports. I am your host, Jose Garza, and today we're going to be talking about some football. Ooh, but also some fights. Now, if you were here with us yesterday, sorry for the technical difficulties. My internet decided to be kind of a douche and want to hop on and shit like that. So, without further ado, I am your host, Jose Garza. This is Puro Pinche Sports. Tonight with me, I have Arturo Ibarra. And we're also going to have later on, once his connection is good on his side, Alex de la Cruz. So, Art, let me ask you, bro, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Just got off work.
Hey, nice. My day off, so I can't go to work right now and complain about my internet issues. So, speaking of which, hey, there he is. So let me see. You good, buddy? You good? Unmuted mic. His mic's muted. Let me take a look. Their mic isn't in good connection. All right, give me 1 second, Alex. All right, so without further ado, guys, we are Puro Pinche Sports. Hold on, give me 1 second. I know we're live streaming right now and everything. Hold on. We got to get that issue fixed up first. So anyways, Art, give me your thoughts so far on the last few weeks since we last talked. Give me your thoughts on everything that's been going on football-wise.
I'm ready for it to start, man. I think I'm tired of watching basketball. Nah, I'm just kidding. Something to watch, but excited for the NFL to officially start. See how that extension of the games is going to work out. Some of the trades that we've been hearing about, some of the rumors, some of the QB rumors, some of the wide receiver rumors, and then some of the free agents that just became free agents this past week. It's kind of interesting how they're reworking their contracts to meet the cap.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex, you good? Can you speak to us, my friend? Give us a test call. Alex?
I could barely hear anybody.
All right, man.
I think it's my internet. It's really bad.
All right. Are you on Wi-Fi or are you on your cellular?
Yeah. I'm on Wi-Fi right now. I think I'm gonna have to leave because this Wi-Fi is super bad.
Reboot your system and come back on. All right. The link is still available for you. All right. We'll see you in a bit. All right. So anywho, let's go ahead and we're gonna have to switch a little bit topics around. I do want Alex for the other conversations for football. So let's talk about UFC 263. It's been a little cluster with the whole internet issues, his end today, my end yesterday. Thank you guys for sticking around. Anywho, UFC 263 happened this past Saturday. We had 2 title defenses, the first ever, not even a co-main event. The third fight of the card was a 5-round fight. Really good stuff. Art, I know you saw the highlights. I don't know if you had a chance to see all the fights yet. What were your thoughts about Saturday's card?
It was a really interesting fight card. I was excited to see Nate Diaz. I didn't get to see the fight live. I saw some of the recaps. The 2 championship matches, they were great. They kept you on the feet. Except for the last one, I wasn't really I wasn't surprised from what we saw from Adesanya. It's Adesanya. It's the style bender. So for someone to come at him, I mean, you really have to be on your toes, and I guess you have to kind of tire him. And we haven't seen that. No one has been able to tire him. So I feel that that's the only way that someone's gonna knock him off his throne, and that's gonna be in a good long time from now. So
let me go with the main event first. The Israel Adesanya versus Marvin Vettori fight. This is a rematch, a rubber match from their first initial fight 3 years ago. About 4 years ago, actually. 3 or 4. So the first one was a split decision. It actually wasn't. At least I don't believe so. I don't know where the one judge thought Marvin Vettori won that fight. But in my clear case, I thought Izzy won 2 rounds to 1. Very easy. Didn't think it was that difficult. This time around, Marvin Vettori has been on a 5-fight win streak since that loss. Israel Adesanya has fought nearly about 10 times since that first fight with Marvin Vettori, fighting champions like, Yoel Romero, Robert Whittaker, Kelvin Gastelum, went up the weight class and fought Jan Blachowicz. Good shit like that. Now, we saw in his last fight with Jan Blachowicz, the wrestling was his weakness. But this is after Jan, who is already a big guy, a guy who's clearly heavier walking weight than Izzy. Izzy didn't even make, I think, near the 205 mark. He was way lower than that when their fight. So what happened was Jan took advantage of it, hit him with good strikes, good combinations. Very, very underrated boxer himself. It's fine. It's MMA. You're not the same level of boxer compared to you are in the world of boxing, right? You got like the Floyds and all that other stuff. Like they're clear boxers, down to Wilder, Tyson Fury, all that good stuff. MMA, a little bit of lower level. No problem with that. But he was able to keep Izzy, distance with the strikes, and then he wore him out the last 2 rounds with takedowns and pretty much bear hugged him down there, not letting him get up or anything like that. Cool. Marvin Vettori tried to do the same thing. Problem is, Marvin Vettori isn't that heavy at normal walking weight to Izzy, and Izzy's actual defense in wrestling is actually pretty good when it doesn't have to do with the weight class difference, especially in a weight class that's 20 pounds different from what he's used to fighting. So Marvin Vettori tries takedowns, has at one point close to get a rear naked choke, and Izzy reverses the shit out of it. He escapes after giving up his back, and then literally putting his hands on his throat, looking down in his soul, just saying, "You don't got me. You are my bitch." Paraphrasing, of course, not really true like what he said. Maybe he was. I don't know. I wasn't in the cage. But literally looking at him with his hands on his throat, you could see the eyes. Like when he escaped from that rear naked choke, you could see Marvin Vettori, his eyes just fade like, my God, my only chance to possibly win this fight, and it's gone. And after that, it was never even a question. Every judge gave it 50-45. Israel Adesanya moves on, and we're going to probably see Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker next fight. Co-main event. Something everybody's been talking about. It's the biggest story, in my opinion, of UFC 263. Art, as a Mexican yourself, a Mexican-born man yourself, how does it feel as a man, as a Mexican man, to see the first ever UFC champion, like the first title to be brought down to Mexico from the UFC?
So I'm not a Mexican-born.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
But,
I'm going to tell everybody from now on. You heard it here first. He's Mexican-born.
Yeah, so I'm not Mexican-born. However, I did live in Mexico. I mean, we've gone over that. Kind of my past, my dark secrets. But
I know.
Just to be, just to know, like someone who is truly born and has had kind of his up and downs, in the UFC, from being, like his losing streak and then getting taken out of the UFC and then coming back and winning that championship. And then, his whole life story of how he became champion. It's really inspiring to actually see someone else than Europeans or Americans or Brazilians actually take the championship or being contenders, period. So for someone to be Hispanic, Mexican descent and everything, actually being born there, to reclaim, or actually not reclaim, but claim that opportunity of saying, I am the UFC champion. It's a big thing. I mean, we've seen it when a lot of the Nigerian UFC fighters or the Brazilians, they take back their belt back to their home country, city where they're born, and see that reaction of their people. I can't wait to see the reaction of what it's going to happen when he goes back home and, shows the belt. I'm pretty sure it's going to be crazy. We Mexicans like to party. So a lot of people are saying it's the year of the Latinos. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But just the fact that he was able to achieve something, it's a great achievement for his cause and for the ethnicity that we call,
Yeah, absolutely. He's born and raised in Tijuana. This is a man who he struggled, right? Like early in his UFC run. The Ultimate Fighter, he was the last seed, the bottom seed. He wasn't ranked higher. He was thought to be the lowest class of his group. Then he started, then he got to the UFC, got some good fights in. Then he started having a 2-fight losing streak. He got fired after that. Wins one fight, wins an out of promotion championship. Then he gets rehired. Gets a draw in his, was it the fight return or the one after? Anyways,
I think the one returned.
Yeah, so He goes on to that. He has a really good streak. Even with the draw, he gets a title shot. You don't give him the opportunity. I mean, you don't believe he deserves the opportunity at the time because at the Deiveson Figueiredo, Deuce de Guerra, I mean, he was a beast in 2020, destroying Jiu-Jitsu not once but twice. Then good old Joseph Benavidez, a badass in his own right. He's done everything he could to be the best flyweight, but there's always someone better. So Deiveson Figueiredo beats him twice. Then he goes on to defend the title his first time. 3 weeks later, they asked him, can you step in, fight Brandon Moreno? After he had already gone through the weight cut, after he had gone through the fight. And we know that Deiveson Figueiredo, who already struggles because he walks around maybe 145, 150, to cut down to 125 is hell for him. So to ask him 3 weeks later to do it again, bro, he put on a good performance against Brandon Moreno, and Brandon Moreno brought it back to him. They ended in a draw, which is fucking insane because nobody thought that was going to happen. No one gave credit to Brandon Moreno what he could do. So what they do, they say, you know what, guys, we'll give you good rest. We'll give you 6 months, rest up, retrain. We're going to do this again, run it back. And, man, Figueiredo came in again struggling with weight cut. Literally 40 seconds before the deadline, he had come in, dropped his chones, made the weight, all that good shit. The fight is on. Does not even look good in the fight. Brandon Moreno outclassed him in boxing, the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, everything. You name it. Everything that Figueiredo had built up to that point, from his winning streak all the way to becoming champion, up until this title fight this past Saturday on the 12th. It goes down. He doesn't fight the way that I've seen him fight, the way everyone has seen him fight. The odds makers, the analysts, everybody that knows MMA, who's watched MMA, knows that Figueiredo can do. He doesn't even perform to his own level. And Moreno destroys him. 3rd round submission, chokes him out. And what a beautiful moment for Moreno, bro. Like, he gets up and he's walking and he's in shock. His body is got the chills. Hell, I'm having chills around talking about it. Like, legitimately, this man is so happy. He's breaking down in tears. The whole crowd in Arizona chanting his names, Viva Mexico, all the good shit out there. Like if it was a soccer game, a football game, like how we know to cheer and get excited for all the good shit. Now, of course, thankfully in this case, unlike the soccer game last week, there's not fans throwing shit into the ring or in the field, anything like that. But my God, for Brandon Moreno, for where he came from to where he is now, I mean, and the way he held that belt, like Dana White put the belt on his shoulder, and he just cried, holding in his arm like a baby, like, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I made it. Like, he knew he could, but the finally to come to fruition, it was just a beautiful thing to watch, bro. So proud of him. We've had Mexican-American champions before, Henry Cejudo, Tito Ortiz, Cain Velasquez, but a real Mexican-born fighter, the first ever, and that's such a beautiful thing to watch. And no one ever thought it was going to be Brandon Moreno. They thought it was going to be other people like Yair Rodriguez and other shit like that. But for him to do what he did, beautiful performance. Now, Art, let me ask you this. Do you think they run it back a 3rd straight time?
I feel they're going to give Figueroa back a chance to kind of redeem himself. However, I don't know, the way you mentioned it, the way that he's fighting, it seems that he's fighting tiredly. It's not the same guy that we've seen. And I know you did a podcast, a show about the best knockouts and who is the best fighter or most improved. And I told you, I picked him. I like the way he fought. But the past fights that he's been doing, he looks sluggish. Maybe he has, I don't know, maybe he has something in his mind that's making him feel that way. But overall, man, I think they might run it a 3rd time just to give him a chance back at re-winning his title. I don't believe it's going to go Figueroa's way. I think Moreno has the statement to prove now that he is, like you said, he is the first Mexican-born champion. And he's gonna write that. And I hope he does. Winning representation on the MMA from that end. So They do go back for it a third time, but I don't see it going Figueroa's way though.
Okay, I mean, respect to that. I can't wait to see what happens next. I do agree that Figueredo is cutting too much weight. I think he should move up to weight classes, but I think this is something that's going to be a chip to his shoulder for a long time. He was saying that he did feel ill going into the fight, but he didn't want to back out. So that's true. A lot of respect for him to still step in there and, go and take that fight. But I think he deserves a rematch. I think he did UFC a solid with that 3-week turnaround. Turning it around 3 weeks after already, cutting weight and fighting and then doing it again 3 weeks later, I think he deserves another opportunity. So I would say let's do the trilogy. And what would be interesting enough, if Figueiredo wins, we could run it a fourth time because the first fight was a draw. So we can have the rubber match. It'd be crazy, right? Like maybe we shouldn't, but there's not really a clear number one contender in the flyweight division. So we'll see what happens. It'll be a lot of good stuff. I can't wait though until Figueiredo moves up. He's going to be really small in the 135 division, but we've seen Henry Cejudo, who's small, become champion, do good things out there. Co-main event. Not the co-main event, the third fight of the freaking card. Nate Diaz, Leon Edwards. I was watching that fight with my brother-in-law. Didn't really have anybody over this time around. And my God, what a clinic was Leon Edwards putting on Nate Diaz. Nathan Diaz is a talented boxer, talented jiu-jitsu master, but my God, the way that Leon Edwards is putting it on him, elbows, punches, sweeping the leg, the brutal leg kicks, the calf kicks, just destroying Nate Diaz's mobility. And it came down to the end, literally, like you're thinking it's one-sided, it's over. And at the 24th minute mark, Stockton slap, left jab, and boom. Oh my God, that one fucked up Leon Edwards' face, and he's just like, orale. And if it wasn't for the damage to the leg kick, from the leg kicks, the whole fight, I think Nathan Diaz would have chased him down and actually knocked out Leon Edwards. But he was too weak. He's too tired. It just wasn't meant to be. He had a crimson mask of just blood from the cut from right here, from the little hematoma he was getting up here. What were your thoughts, Art?
Man, I've always liked the way that Nate Diaz fights. He's a street fighter. He's always said it, that's his style. He never backs down from a fight, and he's one of my favorite fighters. I wish that once in a while he would probably win one, but he did make the statement. I don't know if it was on an ESPN on an interview. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care if he loses as long as he is doing what he loves doing best. So, and he pretty much said, you can fuck off, whatever. I don't care. You don't have nothing to say here. But the fight was crazy, man. I saw the recap on it. That hit to the chin, man, he knocked him out. And like you said, yeah, I feel Diaz would have chased. But the fact that he just stood there and he pointed, he's like, I almost got you. He's like, I'm not going to get you this time, but I almost got you. It was kind of like
it's his pride.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not this fighter that everyone thinks that always loses. Just, I'm just here doing what I love doing best. So I hope the next fight that he does, he proves everyone wrong and gets the win at least. But his fights are always fun to watch.
Nate Diaz is a fun fighter, absolutely. What's it called? He's never gonna be the top-ranked fighter in his division. He's just. It's not his fault. There's just guys that are just better. There's always gonna be someone that's better. But he's entertaining as hell. Representing the 209, representing California. He loves his home. He loves everything he represents. Smoking marijuana on stage, all the good shit. He loves that stuff. And it's unfortunate that his popularity doesn't match to the skill levels it needs to be for him to be a champion. We've seen the machismo, the cockiness of Conor McGregor, and he's been able to elevate up there to be a double champion. And you got guys like Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal who will just never able to reach that peak, that level to be top of the mountain. So we'll see what happens with Nate Diaz next. I think Leon Edwards has done enough to earn himself a title shot. He's out of his last 10 fights, he's won 9 straight with 1 no contest, which was his last fight 3 months ago against Bilal Muhammad. who was also on the card, and he won his fight. And I think he's deserving. Colby Covington, Mr. Make America Great Again, does not deserve it. He hasn't done shit to deserve it. His 2 fights ago, he got knocked the fuck out. Or TKO, sorry, broken jaw y todo. And then he got finished. No, he didn't finish. He beat Tyron Woodley, who was already on a 3-fight losing streak. So like it didn't even, or 2-fight losing streak, whatever. His shit doesn't matter. Like he doesn't deserve the instant title shot. So I think it's better that we see Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman. That's the fight to make.
Do you think? Because I just saw sorry to cut you off, but Jake Paul reacted to UFC 263 and said that he will knock out Nate Diaz.
Say that one more time.
Apparently, Jake Paul reacted and promised to knock out Nate Diaz if they ever fought.
If Jake Paul can get past Tyron Woodley, which I think he might, because I think Tyron Woodley's going to take a dive. I really hope he doesn't, but I have a feeling he does. Well, I mean, Nate Diaz is not even a free agent, right? Like he's still under contract with the UFC, so that's not going to happen. Okay, and here's the thing: why are you calling out guys that are fighting 25 or 30 more pounds lighter than you? Why don't you fight someone your own fucking weight?
Because they know they're going to lose. I mean, yeah, it's all about entertainment. I mean, we saw it with the Mayweather and Logan fought. I mean, everyone saw that knockout.
Yes, but
it's entertainment.
But Floyd is a different master class. Like there was never a real threat of him losing. We're talking about MMA fighters who have multiple levels of like different trainings. They have to train boxing, kickboxing, judo, karate, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Muay Thai, like all the good shit, all the master classes out there. Sambo wrestling, they have to train a lot of different types of arts to prepare for it and all the good shit. Whereas in this case, it's just boxing. And these guys since they're not master boxers, that's not going to work. Is Tyron Woodley a master boxer? No, he's a wrestler who got really good with his hands, but was never at the level of a true boxer. Right. He's not an Andre Ward. He's not a Oscar De La Hoya. He's Tyron Woodley. He's a master of multiple arts in a different sport.
So what is their? I mean, what do you think the goal is? Calling out all these MMA fighters. Do you think they're just trying to like become publicly money-wise?
Money, just money.
What's their record? I mean, they always say that. Oh yeah, they know boxing and everything, but
but let me tell you this: who cares about a record when you're getting money? Logan Paul has made more than 99% of the UFC roster's income by making $20 million in one fight.
So if you had the chance to call out Jake Paul or Logan Paul to get on the ring with them, just get the money, would you do it?
To get the money? I mean, yes, but I don't have the same stake as they do. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why these fighters are doing it. That's why they're doing it. Yeah. I get why they're doing it because it's true. UFC monopolizes. They don't give out enough money. They've gotten all this billions from when they sold. Now they're public trade, all this shit. They don't give back to the fighters. So
yeah, you're right on that. So, just wanted to see what your mindset was on that. But
they're not serious. They're not people to really take serious. That's what it is. But it's their form of entertainment. If you want to see that shit, that's cool. That's your prerogative. Cool. It's not real sports because – come on.
I think the NBA fights are more entertaining than those.
The Masters and the Palace is more entertaining than shit, what I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm saying to say. All right, let's move on. We've been talking too much about that. If you saw the rest of UFC 263, good card, too many decisions. The Paul Craig win with the freaking submission, the first fight of the main card. I mean, technical submission. The fucking dude had his arm broken and he was flopping around trying to tap out. The fucking local ref they assigned to that fight fucking didn't see it and let him get punished some more. So it was just dislocated, not fully broken or fractured. All right. Anywho, let's move on to some football. We're here to talk about some football now, Art. And we got Alex in the
like soccer or football?
Oh, NFL. You know what I mean. We haven't talked about soccer yet. That's going to be on a different episode, hopefully this week, with someone else. So we'll see what's going on. Alex, welcome back. How's your internet? Can you hear me? Can you talk?
Perfect.
Hey, there we go. We got connection. There we go. All right, just in time for some football. So, guys, let's get started. I want to make the first topic that's on the headline to be our main event. Right now, let's talk about something that I've slightly talked to y'all about. What I want to talk about. Rumors about Aaron Rodgers wanting to go to Denver. Now, there's rumors that Deshaun Watson wants to go to Denver. My question is, guys, and I'll start you with you, Alex. Who is a better fit for the Denver Broncos? And is it better to go aim for the short term or the long term? Start with you.
The best fit I feel like would be Deshaun Watson, but the most likely, I think, will be Aaron Rodgers. With all the stuff that's going on with Deshaun Watson, with all the allegations and all, you haven't really heard much, but there is rumors that he does want to be. I mean, of course, he wants to be moved, and one of the key destinations is Denver. And I don't know. I just feel like that would be probably the better fit because he is more mobile. He is the younger talent, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Aaron Rodgers looks like a better fit, though. I mean, that would be better.
Yeah, I mean that'd be definitely interesting. Overall, Alex, let me stick with you on this one. If you're Denver, what do you want more? Do you want the long term or the short term?
I mean, John Elway's done it in the past with Peyton Manning, so that's why I would see that it would be Aaron Rodgers instead of Deshaun. But I think the fans would want to see Deshaun Watson only because he's younger. But John, like I said, Elway's done it in the past with Peyton Manning, and now that Tom Brady's doing it in Tampa, Aaron Rodgers is seeing that he would like to see that. Aaron Rodgers would like that opportunity.
Absolutely. Art, I'm going to go with you on this one. Who do you think is a better fit? I know we discussed it a little bit yesterday, but let's reboot on it now since we have actually good connection today. Who is a better fit? Aaron Rodgers, the MVP caliber star quarterback who's in his mid to late 30s, or the young up-and-coming mid-20-year-old Deshaun Watson, who has yet to prove himself as a complete champion in the NFL?
So I think a lot of it has to be based on whether Denver wants a championship right off the bat, or are they okay with rebuilding your team? Now, Deshaun Watson, yes, great quarterback, mobile quarterback. They have some okay weapons at Denver. Their defense is great. He doesn't have that at the Texans. So for the long run, it would be a better choice for Watson to be in that team. However, like Alex said, they have been able to do it with Peyton Manning, so Aaron Rodgers might get on the championship quicker. Maybe it's a 1 or 2, but then after that, they're gonna come back to the same spot where they have to look for another quarterback. And then the thing that we've been talking about is, okay, if Rodgers goes to Denver, what do they get? If Watson goes to Denver, what does Houston get? I think we talked about it, we discussed it, we might not have, but what if it was a 3-way idea between the Texans, Denver, and the Packers? What if, which I highly doubt this is going to happen, but what if Rodgers goes to Texans, Deshaun Watson goes to the Broncos, and then Packers just get a bunch of picks to build around their quarterback, and they're able to keep Devontae Adams maybe next season. So there's different ways that it can go, but I feel that long term would be Deshaun, short term will be Aaron Rodgers. As a fan, I think I would prefer Rodgers to be in Denver just because of the quick turnaround than having Deshaun Watson. But yet again, they're both good quarterbacks. One of them has experience, one of them's more mobile and can grow from that.
I think if I was Denver, personally, I would think I'd want Deshaun Watson. And here's why. They suck at getting a freaking quarterback. Terrible. Since the retirement of Peyton Manning, hell, I mean, his last year, he wasn't the best, but he was good enough to get them a championship over an undefeated team. They haven't picked anyone really good. I mean, they've had horrible list of selections at quarterback. I mean, right now it's Drew Lock. But can we be honest? He's not really, to me, the guy for Denver. I think Deshaun Watson would be best because he'd be there for at least another 10 years. Aaron Rodgers, yes, he can get them possibly into an AFC championship. But you have a beast in Patrick Mahomes in that division. You'd have a beast of the Tennessee Titans. You have Josh Allen. You have Joe Burrow on the way up. You have Tua Tagovailoa. You have young beasts coming from the AFC side, hungry, ready to take over. And yes, Aaron Rodgers is better than all of them, except maybe equal or even a little less than Patrick Mahomes right now. So I don't know what happened exactly. Like, I don't know if that would be his best fit for him. Now, of course, if Packers make a trade, I don't think they're going to keep him in the conference. I think they'll send him away. So, Art, you're making the point of Rodgers to Texans, Deshaun to Denver, or that's how you said it, right? And then
Right.
And then Denver sends a bunch of picks. What if it was something different? Now, this is going different from what I'm saying, right? What if it was Rodgers to Denver, picks to Texans because they've given up so many, and Deshaun to Packers? And then in that same scenario, you don't even know if you want, if you trust Jordan Love, maybe you send him back to Houston as another swap. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think that go for it, man.
I don't think the Packers will move from Jordan Love. I mean, he did have his first OTAs. He did have, of course, like every other. He's working with the ones, so he did struggle. But as far as like after that, the first day, what I'm hearing is that he's been balling out, and the coaches are happy for him, and they're ready for him. And I think he had an interview like 2 days ago saying that he's ready for Week 1. So he has a good mindset. Honestly, if the Packers, I mean, it's a shitstorm right now, and the president said some stuff earlier about Aaron Rodgers, maybe like an hour ago, and I think it's already getting there. The way Jordan Love's process of like the way he's working at practice, it's always going up. So I feel like the coaches are more starting to like separate from Aaron Rodgers, and that whole shitstorm there. But like I said, I don't think they'll move from Jordan Love, and a lot of his teammates have his back. So yeah, I don't think they'll move Deshaun Watson to Packers for Jordan Love.
I mean, I think it would be an interesting trade offer, if Deshaun goes to the Packers and Rodgers goes to Bronco, and then Texas gets all the picks. But like Alex said, I mean, they did invest in Jordan Love. I mean, invest to a level.
Yeah.
Yet again, I mean, the Packers have great weapons. I mean, they have Devontae Adams, they have Aaron Jones, they have the tight end. Also, I just drew a blank right now, but Tanyan. So they have the weapons. They're good there. They have Alan Lazard. They have so they just have to shape the quarterback they have to them. Will they be a contender this year? Possibly, if all the chemistry goes well. However, I think that right now the problem is Denver. And if Deshaun goes to Denver, I see it really, really likely that Aaron might just say, you know what, I'm done. I tried. I'm going to retire. However, I feel like he still wants that. He's striving for that championship win. He wants the championship before he retires. So he's going to look for the best option to go to a team that's going to give him that opportunity. The Texans is not it. Broncos may be it. So who knows? Like Alex said, I see it unlikely that Deshaun goes to the Packers, but yeah, again, who's going to want to play with Deshaun right now if with all the allegations and everything goes bad? I don't think they would invest in something like that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Deshaun Watson. Very young, very talented, but we don't know whether it's true or not what the allegations upon him are going on, if they're true or false. We'll let the court of law deal with that, and hopefully if he's guilty, he's punished the right way, And if he's not guilty, then all his accusers be punished
We'll
because
get a little pow pow.
yeah, look, vice versa, you know. So it's a serious allegation, so we'll see how that goes. But in any event, Denver is a very popular spot right now, even though they're lacking a quarterback. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, maybe Denver can turn it around somehow by getting one of the best quarterbacks out there, whether it's Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers, or who knows. Anyways, guys, main event, something that is confirmed. Julio Jones, wide receiver one for the Atlanta Falcons. No more. He was traded away to the Tennessee Titans for a 2022 second rounder and a 2023 fourth rounder. Alex, let me start with you. What are your thoughts on Julio in Tennessee?
Well, first of all, I picked Tennessee to win the division, and this just separated them even more with Julio Jones. Man, that dude looks like a freaking unit. They posted the video of him on Twitter the other day of him practicing with the receivers. That dude is like 2 times everybody's two times their size, man. He looks fit. He looks good. A lot of people are excited. I'm excited to see him. I think it was a fair trade. I mean, let's be honest. Julio's best years are behind him, but like he's still pretty good. Another thing is I mean, nobody wanted to give a first rounder for Julio. So I mean,
well, I'll say that after he went public, and not his fault, right? He didn't mean to. After he went public on Undisputed with Skip and Shannon, when Shannon Sharp called him up live on broadcast and asked him, hey, are you sticking around Atlanta? Are you going to Dallas? He said, man, I'm getting the fuck out of here. That threw away any chance that Atlanta's going to get a first-round pick. And, well, I mean, Cowboy fans cried that night, you know, knowing the fact that Julio doesn't want to be any part of them. But go on, Alex. What's your thoughts on Julio?
Oh, like I said, that's a good pickup for any team, and I think Titans just separated themselves from any team in the AFC South. And I don't know if it's too early to predict, but Tennessee and Kansas City in the AFC Championship. But that'll be a pretty cool matchup.
I mean, look, Tennessee's looking really good right now. I mean, for those who saw a few videos back, we were talking about who is, you know, most likely to be in the playoffs, gave early predictions, hella early. I think I put the Titans in the playoffs, but not the division winners. Well, that shit fell through. Colts, get the fuck out of here, man. That's Tennessee time. God, I mean, I know both teams won 11-5 last year, but God, if the Titans go 14-3, I'm not going to be surprised. But Art, your thoughts on Julio to Tennessee?
Man, I think it was a great landing spot for him. I mean, the Titans did pay less than what the Patriots paid for Mohamed Sanu. A while back, I just had to bring that up.
It is true.
Cheap shot to the heart.
But I think it was a great landing spot. You know, it's going to alleviate a lot of that pressure that A.J. Brown had. I mean, yet he didn't have that much pressure last year with Corey Davis there, but now you have a wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 verge up from Julio Jones. I know he's not in his prime years, but he does make a lot of great contested catches. So it's going to be a good outlet.
They both do.
No, yeah, they both do. And their catch up to the run, it's great for both of them. But now that you have 2 wide receivers that you can count on, hey, you don't have to throw the ball every time to A.J. Brown or at that time Corey Davis or your tight end, because you don't have your tight end there anymore. I mean, yes, you have Fisker and everything. He kind of did some work last season, but the fact that you're able to throw it to A.J. Brown and get the same yardage, maybe more than what Julio would do, but then hey, they're reading our plays. We have Derrick Henry in the back. Let's power horse him. So it's gonna really, really, like that you said, you know, the Colts are out from winning that championship. I believe that too. So Titans are going to be I'm actually looking forward to watch those games just because I don't feel it's going to be really boring or anything. I feel like there are going to be some catches that Julio is going to do just to prove that he did deserve to be a round 1 draft pick, and he still has a lot in his tank.
Julio was hurt last year, which explains why his low numbers. He only played, I believe, 9 games last season. But every year before that, he was reaching 1,000 yards every year, getting all the catches because he was a primary target. Calvin really got there, so he got to help him out a little bit, alleviate some of that pressure because Calvin really became really good. He's deservingly of the wide receiver 1 position over in Atlanta now. But to bring in someone as talented, someone who brings the grind, someone who brings the mindset of wanting to be a winner, I don't know if he's done yet. Julio Jones doesn't seem like the guy to me that just says, he looks like the guy that says, I'm still young enough to kick all your asses. I don't care what my age says. I will beat all of you. He's only 32, guys. He's literally at, more or less the end of his prime. And he's still going to bring so much to A.J. Brown, to, Derrick Henry, as you mentioned, and the rest of the squad. And we're going to see more people elevated up because of what this dynamic duo is going to be. They legitimately have 2 wide receiver 1s. We haven't seen them play together yet. But since A.J. Brown, his idol was Julio, you got to believe they're going to just be a nightmare for whoever plays them. Arizona Cardinals, good luck week 1 because no matter how bulked up you've gotten with your offense and your defense, that's still going to be hell to try to stop. Now, there are going to be maybe some rough games early on. This is their first time together, so it might take a while to, get the chemistry, the meshing up, live in real competitive time. But I think they're going to blow the water. I would not be surprised if they're first or second in the AFC heading into the playoffs. It's going to be hell, even for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs to face. This is a really good team. I think they got better on offense. They got better on defense with Bud Dupree. Wow. But let me ask you this. I asked Art this yesterday. Alex, is this an upgrade or downgrade at the quarterback level for Julio?
I mean, I feel like it's an upgrade. Tannehill he's been proving everybody wrong since he's been in Tennessee. So I mean, honestly, Ryan Tannehill, I mean, he still has it. I still feel like he still has it. I mean, he's winning games. That's what you want a quarterback to do. Yes, Matt Ryan still has the juice, but the one thing he was lacking was winning games in Atlanta. And honestly, I mean, Julio got tired of it. Julio really got tired of it. And now that he's there, like you said, A.J. Brown on the other side, then Derrick Henry, before Julio, everybody was probably going to be stacking up the box, 8-man fronts for Derrick Henry to stop the run. Now that you have Julio and A.J. Brown, you're going to have to pick your poison with these guys. And honestly, if I was a defensive coordinator, I don't know how you would stop that.
Art, your thoughts on who is an upgrade or downgrade for Julio at quarterback?
So I believe it's an upgrade. And mostly it's an upgrade in the offense that they're going to have. The Titans have a better offensive line. They're going to protect the quarterback a little bit more. Tannehill is a little bit more mobile quarterback. Just not as much as some of the younger ones, but he can move out of the pocket. He can throw out of the pocket. Matt Ryan, yes, he has the experience and everything. He has that arm, but he's getting older. And I know we saw it on the at the draft, the NFL draft. Why didn't they draft a quarterback? They still believe in Matt Ryan, but yet again, they must change somewhere if they're gonna. Now that they lost Julio, they have to rebuild their team. I know they got their tight end and everything, but yet again, it's you're in lack of a quarterback. You need to pass that knowledge that you have as your QB1 down to the next one. And I know you mentioned now with the Cardinals how they're going to be playing. One of my favorite videos about Julio Jones is the one where who's the wide receiver for Larry Fitzgerald, whenever he tells Murray, hey, watch Julio. He's the best, one of the best players. He makes, and now we're gonna get to see that with Tannehill. and AJ Brown on the same team. So I'm excited for that one. It's going to be a crazy way to get out of that division. But hey, he wins that division nonetheless. No questions asked.
On the spot right now, I'll start with you, Art. Titans or Chiefs?
Titans or Chiefs?
Yeah.
I would still give the Chiefs the upper hand, just
Okay.
because they have Kelsey, they have Hill, and they have Patrick Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes is great. He's a mobile quarterback. He makes those crazy contested throws. It's the wide receivers that couldn't, play that out in the Super Bowl. Yet again, they had kind of like what Alex said. They had Tyreek Hill just marked up. He had two people on him. He had a double coverage on him. Kelsey, same thing. You can't be reusing that weapon. Tannehill is going to have a little edge. He's not as best as the Chiefs, but they're going to be out there.
Same question for you, Alex.
I gotta go with the Tennessee Titans, man. They have grit, man. They have grit. That's the type of guys I like. I mean, they couldn't stop Tom Brady, so Julio Jones is like, I don't know, man. Julio Jones is a monster. AJ Brown's a monster. Did Tampa have a great running back like Derrick Henry? So I feel like I think the Titans got it, man. Honestly, I know it's too early, but I'm excited. I'm excited for football. I'm excited I'm excited for all the Tennessee Titan fans, and man, I can't wait.
Wow. And then I knew maybe one of you might say, man, actually hearing it, like, oh shit. Okay. I'm really looking forward to the NFL season. Julio Jones, AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, stacked defense. Tennessee is feeling really good right now. The fan base is going to be hella excited. Man, I can't wait. But anyways, guys, that's it. That's all we got for today, fellas. I mean, I don't know. Was there anything else y'all wanted to talk about briefly before we close the show?
No, I'm good, man.
Just prayers for Christian Eriksen, Inter Milan player that passed out and went to cardiac arrest. He's doing better, and prayers for all the fans and all his family, his wife. Glad he's okay.
Definitely, for sure, man. Well, guys, let's close it out. Give me your plugs. Alex, I'll start with you.
You can find me on Instagram, Alex_DelaCruz_54. And nothing exciting. Just my family, man. I'm just a family guy now, so you probably see my son's first haircut, so I posted it there. So like I said, nothing exciting.
But aren't you out there playing soccer and football, winning championships, bringing home the trophies? Aren't you doing all that?
I'm one more game away from our soccer championship game. Hopefully, we make it. If we do, you'll see some trophies on there.
Okay. There you go. Good luck to you, brother. Good luck to you. Art, get your plugs, brother.
Sure, you guys can find me at Beachbum AI. Yet again, I've been trying to start posting a little bit more, put some stories in there. So any advice you guys want on, I don't know, design or anything, or football or anything, and we're playing on that league, on that fantasy league with Puro Pinche Sports. So if you guys want to join it, you know what? We're still missing 2 people. So hit up Jose for that.
I know. I'm still waiting for Alex to say he's in, so that way I'm like one step closer.
I'm in. I already said I'm in.
All right, we need one more.
So we just need one more, fellas. One more $100 buy-in, and then you get some big cash at the end if you win it all. Weekly prizes, all the good shit. Anyways, guys, you can follow the podcast at Puro Pinche Sports Podcast on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter at Pinche Sports Pod. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff on YouTube. Thank you for watching, guys. We are Puro Pinche Sports, and we are out.